Welcome to Free Live Tarot Readings. I'm Tarot Oracle and I do the readings.
It's 6:30. Time for the Tarot Oracle Show.
Thank you for the 8 donations in 8 seconds. Knack and Knack, welcome to the stream. How you doing? Sarah, welcome. Okay, RR, thank you for your 2 donations. I appreciate that. Sarah, thank you for your donation. Erica, thank you for your donation. Woo, thank you for your donation. Yogi, thank you for your donation. And My Muse Tarot, thank you for your donation. And welcome to the stream. Hey, Andrew, welcome to the stream. All right, everybody else has donated. Renee, thank you for your donation. I appreciate that. All right, so we finally did it. We got the Hello B. Thank you for your donation. We finally got the Phonabelle Tarot. We got it out. We got it shuffled. It's ready to go. So if you want the Phonabelle Tarot, and I haven't read you yet, let me know. All right, let's see. Got Chris going out on a date. We got job reading. We got Sarah. We got general. We got a Marchetti deck. We got NC over on PayPal. Thank you for your donation. I appreciate that. All right. What am I doing wrong in love? What am I doing wrong in love twice? Okay, sure. All right. Let's see. All right, let's start. Val Mary, thank you for your donation. All right. RR, we'll start off with, will the Aries guy contact me tonight? I mean, this is instant gratification right here. If we can get immediate feedback on this, that would be pretty helpful. Val Mary, thank you for your donation. NC, thank you for your other donation on PayPal. I appreciate that. Met soulmate, doing wrong in love and whatnot. We're going to go for the whole thing. Okay, cool. So let's go with the Tarot Tower today. We got the Tarot Tower. By the way, underneath the Tarot Tower, we have Baxter. Baxter is underneath the Tarot Tower. Baxter's hanging out. In case you wonder where Baxter is, I don't know why he likes underneath the Tarot Tower, but he does. Maybe there's some comfort. Maybe there's something mystical going on underneath the Tarot Tower. Maybe I should crawl down there. And check it out. Maybe I get some mystical feels or something like that with that. I mean, you never know. You just never know. But what's not on the Tarot Tower, and so I'm not even sure why I showed it, is the Phonabelle Tarot, which we just did. L, thank you for your donation over PayPal. Oh, it's going to be a busy night. L, thank you for your donation over PayPal. Appreciate you. All right. Let's go. Will the new Aries guy contact me tonight? I mean, we get some good information here. We need to kind of know. Let's find out what is going to happen with that. We got tonight, maybe tomorrow night. Man, I just feel like maybe it's going to be a little bit longer. You got Temperance. You got a little bit of a pentacle action, and it feels like maybe not. Curly Cookie, thank you for your donation. I appreciate that. I'm going to say, we're going out on a limb. I'm going to say, no, they won't contact you tonight. I think they'll contact you Friday night, is what I'm saying. I think they are contacting you Friday night. And I'm just going on a limb here, just saying right now. We have this barrier that is between you and them. We need to hop over the barrier. It's almost like that we can't get the contact right now. They're too busy. They don't have the opportunity. They're sort of not in the position where they want to get it. We got Pentacles reversed and we got Temperance. So it needs a balance. It's almost like they're dynamically doing this, or they need to contact you when they just suddenly feel like it. In other words, it's not really a planned thing. It's more of a spontaneous type of feel. Sure, Trellis, thank you for your donation. It just feels like it is very spontaneous. It is very sort of on the moment. So I'm going to say Friday night, not tonight. Friday night, not tonight. Again, we're going way, way out on a limb on this. Charchellis, thank you again for your donation. Crystal Hart, welcome. How you doing? All right, we got 19 donations, and we've been live for 5 minutes. Charchellis, thank you for your other donation. Actually, with PayPal, we have 21 donations. We have 21 donations, and we've been live for 6 minutes. It's a Tarot Oracle show. I mean, it's a TO show.
It's 6:30. Time for the Tarot Oracle Show.
All right, let's go with this next one. Modern Muse Tarot. Give me a little bit of a general action, Modern Muse. We want some general. We get some general with the Modern Muse. Now, we are going for the Dream Tarot. This is one that features 2 of my cards. And we are just definitely, it is a party. I mean, it is a party. Can we go ahead and declare a party? Can we declare a party already? I mean, that, let's get some balloons up in here. I like it. I think a party is formally on. The party has begun indeed. All right, let's do a little bit of a general with the Modern Muse. Sir Charles, thank you for your 3rd donation. We got the Chariot, Strength, and the High Priestess. All majors. Modern Muse, it's all majors tonight. We got all majors up in here. Philippe, what's going on? Speaking of major, how you doing, Philippe? The Chariot into Strength, into the High Priestess. High Priestess is somebody who has a lot of things happening, somebody who has a lot of events, a lot of power, a lot of authority. Into Strength from the Chariot. I think you're moving into a place, basically, where you have more authority over a lot of different things in your life, which could be quite refreshing, right? You have a lot of authority over a lot of different things in your life. In other words, sort of not really manifestation, but it is sort of in a position to have more control over things that matter. I think that's where you're headed, Modern Muse. More things that we can control, more things that we can command, more things that make sense, more things that are sort of aligned, because that's kind of where we want to be. And I think being that is all majors, you're moving into that spot. Now, I do think that you've had a dry spell kind of in between this, right? Where things didn't make sense. A lot of things didn't align, didn't sort of get where we needed them to be and whatnot. It just feels like this is the time where you are going to be manifesting more things. You are going to be hopping. You are going to be going full steam here in a minute. Chariot into Strength. Now, this does say that be careful with kind of where you're at with that, because I think some opportunities are going to open up and you're going to be kind of excited about it. If you take some of these opportunities, though, that just don't make sense, that don't have any sort of future built into them, you'll be wasting a lot of time. High Priestess is used not only your intuition, but kind of where you know, what you know, and you definitely need to be sort of pursuing that stage in there. So there you go. There's a little bit of a general moving into a place with more command, more control. That's what you need. Should I pay off my mortgage and just dump all the money? Dump all of the money into the mortgage. Will that be beneficial to us? Let's go over to the Tarot Tower and get the money deck. The money deck. Because a lot of times, if we just feed money into the home, that could be a fantastic investment or could be a monumental waste of our money. Because a lot of times we could have done something else with that money. Maybe we could have invested all of that cash and had a little bit of a return. Maybe we could have played some stock market. Maybe we could have put into some other venues. But it does feel like, putting down money on a home right now is pretty safe. It's a pretty safe bet. It's a good place to stash some extra cash and definitely not going to be going anywhere anytime soon with that. So, I mean, you got a good question, right? What are we going to do? So, Chillis, thank you for your 4th donation tonight. All right. Paying off mortgage seems like just a poor idea right now. It doesn't seem like that is the wise thing to do with our cash. It seems like it's too stagnant. It seems like it doesn't get us any return. We're not making money with that. And if the home prices sort of fall, home prices dip, we're taking sort of a risk with that. It feels like we're not something we want to do. It's kind of avoiding it. Obviously, entertainment purposes only, never make money decisions based upon a fat man reading your cards on the internet. But it looks like that is not a good investment, not a good money place to hide a little bit of cash. This is going to be something that's separate. It's almost like you end up in a position where you're not getting any return and you're sort of wasted away with that. It does feel like the 6 of Wands says you have better investments or better venues in order to use your money. High Priestess says this is sort of a thing where you need to research more, right? High Priestess reverses some knowledge that you're missing. There's some things that you don't know. You need to sort of look at that. What are going to be the exciting things? What are going to be making me 10, 15, maybe 7, 8% overall with my money? How can I invest that into a better capsule that is going to get us a little more return over time and going to get us an actual return, and instead of something we just dump money into and just kind of, hoping it goes up, hope that it goes up a little more. Research is involved here and required. I think after the research, you'll find a better option. Obviously, entertainment purposes only. Never spend money based on a fat man reading cards on the internet. Yogi, what should I do to get my weight back on track? Yogi, have you been enjoying all of those Thanksgiving treats early? I mean, I'm telling you, I've gained a little weight. That cruise with all the junk food and stuff. I mean, I gained a few pounds. I went to the doctor the day. Doctor's like, you gained a few pounds. I'm like, thanks, doc. Yeah, I did. I mean, yeah, I did. I gained a few pounds. Thank you for noticing. I appreciate it. But it's all the cookies and the cakes, and I went on the cruise and I had some junk food. I got to kind of get that in. I got to get that under control. I got to get it under control. So we're going to go back to some intermittent fasting and all of that other good stuff and get back on the salad train. Choo choo. You know what I'm saying? Yogi, what should I do to get my weight under control? Less devil's food cake is what's called for here. The devil reverse. This is something where you have too much damn temptation wandering around. You got too many things in the cupboard. They look good. You're cooking all these cookies and you got all these cakes, maybe some cupcakes, Halloween birthday cake. There's a lot of things happening over here. Halloween candy, you need to throw the bag away. It ain't doing you no good. That Halloween candy bag ain't doing you no good. You need to throw it away. I happen to know an individual who had a big bowl of Halloween candy, and they fell asleep while they're hugging the bowl of Halloween candy. I witnessed it. Myself. I know somebody who was hugging the bowl full of Halloween candy. That's not entertainment purposes only. That's when you got to run an intervention maybe. I don't know. But the devil, it says, get that shit out of there. Don't hug that bowl of Halloween candy. You need to throw it away. It's stale. It's not going to do anybody any good. Three of Swords reversed. This is something where you have to get back on track. And you have to get back on track. Here's the ticket. Here is the ticket to get back on track. Find a good eating plan, a good diet that you can get excited about, because there's a lot of them. There's a lot of amazing diets that we can get thrilled and excited about. Find one of those. Get one of those big hardbound diet books where it tells you what to cook, and it looks delicious. It looks amazing, and it's still, friendly for weight and whatnot. You get excited, and that gets you a little bit of that energy that you need to turn over, not literally turn over, but, sort of go into the next realm. The King of Coins, right? Get healthy food. Load up with the healthy food. Get your new diet. Get your excited hardbound book from Amazon for $20, what have you. Get thrilled about it. Be excited about it. Get the food and start on it, right? It's going to give you that kick start, because now you're on a formal plan. And now you kind of, and now you're joining the Facebook groups, and you're like, hey, I'm on the Facebook group of diet so-and-so, and now I'm kind of obligated to do it. And I think that sort of gives you that incentive as it. Okay, NC wants to know, what am I doing wrong in love? We're going to PayPal. PayPal, what am I doing wrong in love? How can you go wrong in love? You can't. It's all just love at the end of the day. You know who knows that? Modern Love Tarot is fully aware of how things go with love and what kind of good loving that we can get. Boo-boo, welcome to the stream. What's going on? You know what I'm saying? Modern Love Tarot is going to get you where you need to be. All right. But what am I doing wrong? What kind of fatal mistakes am I doing? Why am I not getting the people that I need? Why am I not getting the snuggles and the love that I want, right? You go to snuggle, you go to hug somebody, and they pull away. And they pull away from you. And you're like, man, I need more. I need some. Okay, here you go. There you go. The Five of Swords. This is something where you're not finding the right person. You're just not finding the right person. It feels like there's not a good match, not a good mix with love. You got to find that right person. A lot of times we sort of settle with whoever's there. We got some people that are kind of cool. We want to hang out with them. But then you sort of fall in love with them, and you're like, oh, this ain't going to work out at all. Hierophant says you're also taking it a bit too seriously. It's a bit too serious. Love should be dynamic. Love should be fresh. Love should be fun. And all of this stuff combined, it shouldn't take on this big serious note. You know what I'm saying? It should not take on the big serious note. Just be dynamic, fun, and lighthearted with it. That's sort of where it's at. Because if we get and put too many expectations on it, if we get move it along, be a little bit too serious too quick, it feels like that is not going to be the best solution. Five of Swords as well. Again, you're not finding the right people. You need to find people that are going to be quality. They're going to be upfront with you. They're going to be legit. Four of Pentacles too. Don't share a lot about yourself early on. Keep yourself a little bit of a mystery, right? A little bit of a mysterious kind of feel with that. As the world says, you have better opportunities, better things coming, especially with the Taurus coming through soon. I think you have a lot of better opportunities out there. Definitely want to take those. And again, keep it lighthearted, fun, and go forth and, kind of have fun with it and just be dynamic as far as it goes. I think that's going to be one of your big factors going through. NC also wanted to know too. Let's see. Have I met my soulmate or not? All right. Met my soulmate. Is there somebody going to be my soulmate? Are they going to be available? Amber, otherwise known as Beautiful Disaster, welcome to the stream. How you doing? Okay, I mean, have I met him yet? Have I met him? Did I break up with him? Did I throw him in the trash? Did they bail for no apparent reason? I mean, one of those. One of those. RSH, welcome to the stream. What is going on? We got the Eight of Cups. I think so. I think you have met yourself. I mean, we're going with a thumbs up with this. DC, welcome to the stream. What's going on? We're going with a thumbs up on this. I kind of like it, quite frankly. I kind of like it. We have the Eight of Cups, right? Renoa, thank you for your donation. We got the Page of Cups. We got the Three of Pentacles and the King of Wands. This is somebody that I think that you abandoned maybe, or it just didn't work out. It didn't sync. It didn't go as well as it should. It just says the Eight of Cups means we sort of looked past, we moved out, we didn't get into the relationship that we kind of needed to be in, and this just wasn't the time. Because a lot of people are just great matches, just not at the right time, right? Maybe they're going through some life changes and some weird things. Maybe they have somebody else in their life, but they're an amazing match for us too. You know what I mean? You could have that. You could have that. Maybe this is just something where you need to learn more about the person, get away from the person, and then come back, right? A lot of these different scenarios coming in here. Three of Pentacles says it is somebody you can work towards getting back with. I don't think that's going to be a big problem. And the King of Wands says, I mean, when they come back, it's going to be pretty obvious that, hey, they've changed a little bit. We have a little bit better circumstance going through and whatnot. And the Page of Cups, it's not quite at the newbie level or quite at the run-up level as we sort of have had addressed in the first try of that relationship. By the way, the queue is massive. The queue's massive. We got, we're like 5 up here, and then we got all of these going down through here. So if you're in the queue, you're going to have a little bit of a wait. I apologize in advance. We did get like 10 donations in like 10 seconds when we first started. Anyway, Linda, I still have you in the queue as well on PayPal. Thank you for being there. Woo-woo. My boyfriend's current feelings for me. Woo-woo wants to know. Woo-woo's like, where is the boyfriend at with this? Can we stick with the modern love? I think so. I think this is going to be all right. Woo-woo, what do you think? You think a little modern love? Would you like a little modern love, woo-woo? It sounds like you may be getting something from the boyfriend. I don't know. What are their feelings? The Five of Cups, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Ten of Pentacles. You're asking the question for a good reason because you think something's up. Woo-woo, come back to me. Come back to me like Christopher Reeve in Somewhere in Time. You think something's up. You think something's going on. There's something weird happening. Everything's out of sync. All the vibes just aren't there. It feels like there's not something there that we're sort of 100% with, or we feel 100%. You're like, what's going on with that? Good news is, and that's where the Five of Cups is coming from, right? We have a little bit of a doubt, a little bit of an uncertainty sort of mixed in there. We don't really know what is happening with all of that. But I think it's sort of unnecessary at this point. I think it's unnecessary at this point. I wouldn't fret over it at all. Seven of Pentacles says, even though we may have challenges, even though we are disconnected sometimes, I don't think that's a thing. I don't think that's going to be a thing. This is going to kill us off there. Rowan's Impressions, welcome to the stream. Good to see you as always. Ten of Pentacles says this is it's a pretty good match. It's a pretty good thing. Things are synced up. You just got to have a little more patience. I think everything is going to be all right. I don't think there's going to be any problems. No problems at all. I love the feelings. I think the feelings are there. Something's up. I know you like something's up. I wouldn't fret it. I think the feelings are I think the feelings are good. Ten of Pentacles is a fantastic card for that. Rowan's Impressions, you can get a general indeed. We got you in the queue. Rowan's Impression, the queue is thick. The queue is thick. Like an outrageously expensive steak. Have you shopped for meat lately? It's like doubled in price. It's like doubled in price. You know, the price of meat went up. It's now doubled. It now costs a gazillion dollars to eat a freaking meal. Thanks. Yeah, appreciate that. All right. Anyway, new Aries guy says he loves me. RR is getting all the love tonight. New Aries guy says they love me, but do they? Are they lying? Are they full of crap? What's going on with that? Curious creatures, let us know. Curious creatures will let us know what's going on with this Aries, because you don't know until the Aries, sort of comes around and gives us the truth and whatnot. They love me. Do they? I mean, anybody can say,
I love you.
And anybody can.
Music to make love to.
But what's the reality? What's the reality? RR, you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. Anybody can say that, but what's the reality? Do they really love you? Page of Wands, King of Swords, and the King of Wands. Oh, this is something where they're willing to leap into a situation of love, but they're not really sure where it's going to end up. In other words, I think that they do have some feelings for you. I think there is a great connection. I think you have a good, solid sort of thing happening there, but it is sort of hanging on a thread. It is kind of hanging on a thread with that King of Swords. This is something that they want to say, almost to see what you would say, right? They want to share the moment. It's something that is kind of hanging on a thread or hanging on a string. The reason I say that is because the Page of Wands is normally sort of a little bit of a hesitant type of thing. Page of Wands is something that isn't going to go full steam, isn't going to go all the way with it, especially next to the King of Wands. Now, I'm not saying this is bad news. I'm saying that they sort of starting out hanging on a thread, but it is developing. It is growing over time. So can you be patient with this person? Can you let the love grow and expand and develop? If you can, I think you do have something solid waiting for you, but you're going to have to let it grow and expand. This person does not just magically love you 120% right now. They're developing it. They're growing. They're letting it expand, and you're going to have to do that as well and be patient with them, right? I think they do have some good things there, but right now kind of hanging on a thread, to be honest. I mean, Beth, welcome. How you doing? Good to see you. All right. We got Erica wants some money. Erica needs cash. Erica wants some fat cash, and we are going to get Erica some fat cash tonight. We're going to get the money drop. Going to get the serious money drop. Erica, you need the serious money drop. That is what is reality here. And we're going to use right now the Little Buddha Tarot from Amy. Little Buddha Tarot from Amy, otherwise known as Push Kitty. I think that's going to be perfect for you, Erica, tonight. Look at this moon. Moon, a little bit of a general money, High Priestess, and Death in the Four of Swords. You're kind of limited on money right now. You're kind of limited as far as what you can do. You basically hit a ceiling, is what it's saying, right? You've hit a ceiling. You've hit a peak or a cap to where it just feels like you're not really able to make a lot more, not really able to just expand and get that boom. I get that boom that you really kind of need, right? Sunshiny Day. Speaking of boom, how you doing, Sunshiny Day? Good to see you. Now, Erica, that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing. We've hit the finish line. We've hit the peak. We've hit the cap. What can we do now? The next thing is change. Death, right? Death. We need some change. We need some alterations. We need some modifications to what we're doing, right? Definition of insanity. Doing the same things over and over and expecting different results. You're going to get the same result that you've always got. The Four of Swords says take a break. Take a look. Take an examination of everything that's around you, all the opportunities around you, because the High Priestess says there are some other things we can grasp onto. We can run out and get. We can run out and grasp and get it done, right? Major major, it's major. You have some opportunities on the horizon. Make sure that you take them. Make sure that you change. Now, change is scary. Change is frightening. Erica, you understand this. Getting out of our comfort zone feels weird. Getting out of our comfort zone feels like I don't know what I'm doing. And no, you won't know what you're doing. You won't be super comfortable with that. Four of Swords says it is a planning moment. It is a moment to reevaluate some things, figure out some things, figure out where you want to be, how you want to be, et cetera, et cetera. And I think if you do that, you have more opportunities coming out and coming in. But you can't just do the same thing over and over. You've hit a ceiling. You've hit the wall. And definitely time to evaluate what kind of modifications I can make to get on the next big train. Sarah wants a new Tarot Marchetti deck. You can get that. Checking on the status with this Libra. I mean, I'm bored, trying my best to stay patient and not ditch them. I mean, sometimes, Sarah, relationships can be boring indeed. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for a boring relationship or a boring tarot stream. That's why you need the Tarot Marchetti deck right here. It is damaged. He is sending me a new one. Apparently they have to reprint some stuff. Apparently there were a few damaged decks, and mine was one of them, unfortunately. So, but we're going to use our damaged deck. We're going to make the best of it and get some reads out here for Sarah. Sarah, look at this. Look at the Libra. How much patience do you really have for the Libra? I'm just saying, how much patience do you do? Oh, you got plenty of patience. Well, maybe not. I mean, you're ready to move on. You're ready to move on. Okay, yeah, you're ready. It's time to move on. It is time to move on. I mean, entertainment purposes only. Never break up with somebody based on a fat man reading cards on the internet, but I'm just saying it's time to move on. You got the Ace of Swords over here. Ace of Swords is talking to you. Sarah, it's calling your name. It's giving you a call right now. It's saying, Sarah, please listen to me. Turquoise, thank you for your donation. I appreciate that. All you new people, hit that like and sub button. Why? Because we are unboxing deck after deck after deck. I have over 70 more decks coming this next year. I have at least 20 more coming before the end of the year. It's going to be tarot, more tarot, more tarot, and more tarot. And that's kind of where you want to tune into the station in the first place, right? We got Dancing in the Dark. We got Jack-o'-lantern. We're playing tarot games. We got people that have created tarot decks. We're interviewing them. I'm teaching you how to make tarot decks on my Patreon starting in December. This place is a place to be and a place to hang out. I mean, I got 1,500 freaking videos. Is that enough? Is that enough for you? I don't think so, because I'm still cranking them out. All right. Anyway. Sam Bond, what's going on? Yeah, it's time to start a new communication with somebody new. Time to look at evaluate what other things that we have going on. The Libra is just dull. The Libra's hanging on to too many things. The Libra's not making a commitment. The Libra's not putting the effort in that they should be putting into this particular thing. And quite frankly, they're just a dull kind of person. I'm just saying the Queen of Cups is you need somebody that makes you passionate. Makes you passionate, Sarah. You want to come home to a lot of passion. A lot of passion.
Everybody loves the D.
And that's the place we all want to be, but it seems like you're just not there. They're holding back. And you're holding back too. You're like, I don't know how much I want to put forth with this, right? How much energy do you want to put in there? It's time for a new communication. It's time for some passion. It's time to get everything sort of reignited. Get the fire started. You can't just be swimming. You can't just be swimming in dullness. You can't. You need to get the fire started again. I'm just saying the status looks like they're not willing to put a lot of connection in. They're not willing to do a lot of things. At this point, you may want to think about cutting the ties that bond, or the bond that ties. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those nights. We got 10 gazillion donations. All right, speaking of 10 gazillion donations, let's go back. We got Linda. Linda wants to know something. Linda's like, hey, I donated on PayPal. Linda wants to know which handyman is best. That is a throwdown, my friends. Jay or Dan? Is it Jay or Dan? I mean, we need a handyman, right? Fatima, welcome to the stream. How you doing? All right, we need a handyman. We need a handyman, and we need to get one that doesn't suck. In order to do that, we need the tarot at the end of the rainbow, not the start of the rainbow, but the tarot at the end of the rainbow. Where the hell did I put it? I don't know. Help me find the tarot at the end of the rainbow. Is it here? Tarot at the end of the rainbow. I'm looking. Where did I put that? It's got to be around here somewhere. I know I put it somewhere. Tarot at the end of the rainbow. I think I put it up here, but I'm just not sure. You know, it's one of those nights where I can't. Oh, is it? Yeah, this is it. All right, tarot at the end of the rainbow. We found it. Don't worry, we found it. I've reorganized my shelf over here, and you know, I reorganized, and now it's all mayhem. It's pure mayhem over here. Linda, Jay or Dan, which one is going to be okay with that? By the way, this is a throwdown, right?
Time for a tarot throwdown.
If you're new to the channel, Tarot Throwdown is a brutal cage match between two different options where we need an answer right away. We want to know which answer is going to be the best. SM, I thank you for your donation over PayPal. Appreciate that. All right, let's see. Oh, man. You know, you're going to have to go with Dan. Dan is the man. Dan is the man. All right, Dan is the man. I mean, you do have just the stability coming in here. The pride in work, the quality of work is just going to be better. It just doesn't look like that Jay is going to be long-term, the kind of person that you kind of want with that. I think Jay takes shortcuts. I mean, I don't know Jay. You know, Jay, if you're watching, no offense. Oceany Chap, thank you for your donation. Very generous as well. Appreciate you. I think that Jay, according to the tarot, I think Jay takes shortcuts. I don't think you want shortcuts. You want pride in your work. I think Dan is going to bring that on a much larger and a much better scale. And Dan's sort of passionate about what they do. They want to make the customer happy. They want to get things done properly the first time and not have to come back, not screw things up and whatnot. So I think that we are going with Dan, the man indeed. I like it. I like it. All right. And by the way, if you're in the queue, it's massive. It's massive. This is a very long queue. We had 8 donations in the first 30 seconds of the stream. So we have 7 donations before we even get to Shirtrellis. So we have 7 up here. We have to go through all of these. Oceany Champ, thank you for your donation. I appreciate your other donation. Look at that. All right, Renee wants to know, should I go on a date with Chris? He's a good guy. Oh my. Oh my. I mean, you sound like you already answered your question. I mean, if he's a good guy, go. What can you possibly lose? What can you possibly lose with going out with Chris, hanging out there? He seems like a good guy immediately. That's the feeling that I got, that he is a nice guy, a good guy. I think he's going to have some stuff going on. Magician says go. I mean, go. Chris has a lot of stuff going on. He's got a bunch of interesting stories, interesting stuff in his life. It feels like this is fantastic. This is something you want to sort of be engaged with, right? A very giving person as well. Has a lot of cool things to say, a lot of interesting sort of aspects to the personality, and you really, really had I think a good person in mind here. I think he's a great guy. I think his thumbs up. You should go out. In fact, I would go with the love balloons at this point. I mean, I'd go with the love balloons at this point. Renee, where are you in the queue? Renee, you are 2 away. Renee, you are 2 away. All right. No, what do I mean 2 away? I just did yours. Renee, I have like 50 donations. I'm trying to keep my head above water here. Anyway, Renee, go out with Chris. Chris is a good guy, magician, love it. I love the whole thing. This is where you need to be. Hello, B. Speaking of where we need to be, I applied for 10 different jobs in graphic design. We'll be getting hired in the next couple of months. You know, let's go with a different deck. Let's put this back up here. And let's go with a deck we have not used in a hot minute, my friends, the Shadowland Tarot. The Shadowland Tarot is going to be the magic one over here. It's been a minute. It has been a minute. We need a stream called the It's Been a Minute stream. You know, we need a stream. It's called the It's Been a Minute stream since we have seen these decks that are on the list with that. Got the 4 of Wands, 8 of Pentacles, and the Tower, number 16, Ace of Wands. Man, I mean, you know, yeah. The 8 of, okay, this is another easy one to read. It's another one where you don't even have to be a tarot reader to read the deck. You You know what I mean? It's so simple. Ace of Wands. You applied to the correct place. You have launched the correct thing to go through. Sage Moon Gifts, thank you for your donation. I appreciate you. Ace of Wands says, let's go forth. Let's get it done. Let's pump it out. Let's crank it out. Turquoise Silver, speaking of crank it out, thank you for your donation. Four of Wands says you are going to get your destiny. You're going to get your destination, which is a happy, fun job, good job. Eight of Pentacles, an obvious, easy read. It is an easy read. You're hired, you're working. You're hired, you're working, right? The Tower. Be careful about what you do with this. I think there's two modes to be in. One is kind of like just full steam ahead. Let's be blind about it. And others working kind of smart, right? I think you want to be smart as you start this. Figure out what the company wants, what the people want, and what can you do to satisfy that requirement? Because I think if you just go full steam ahead with your own ideas, with your own inspirations, they're going to kind of want you to come back and do what they want. So definitely sort of pull back a little bit, put your creativity on hold. That's kind of what the Eight of Pentacles is all about. And just do the day-to-day things. And I think after a while, you'll be more in a creative mode. But it is something where they have things that they need, and you need to produce those kind of thing. Anyway, Val Mary, who's coming towards me in love? Is somebody good? Val Mary wants some good loving, don't we all? We all want some good loving. Val Mary needs some good loving tonight. I'm just saying Val Mary needs some good loving tonight. Who is coming in love? What kind of adventures do we have in that? Sage Moon Gifts, good evening to you as well. It is pumping on the stream. If you're in the queue, there's a gazillion other people in front of you. We are 10. We have 10 donations before we get to this one. And then we have all of these. And then we have 5 more PayPal donations. So we're going to be here for the rest of the night. All right. 9 of Swords. High Priestess and the 7 of Swords. You have somebody coming back from your past, right? The 7 of Swords action with that. High Priestess says you kind of knew this. You kind of have an inkling or a feel that there is somebody coming back from our past. The High Priestess especially. I think there's something obvious. Something's coming in. And you have a feeling, you have had this feeling that's sort of been more and developing and growing. I think it's legit, by quite frankly. I think it is legit. 7 of Swords says we have somebody coming in from our past. Now, 9 of Swords says don't be too concerned with it initially. Don't be too concerned with it initially, because I think once you see this person, once you realize who the person is, it feels like that they're, you're like, oh no, this is not exactly the right combo, not exactly the right thing I wanted. In reality, I think this person has modified some things. They have fixed some things. And I think they've learned enough to where they are a decent match at the moment. They are going to be a decent match at the moment, whereas maybe before, maybe not so much. Curly Cookie knows. Hey, everyone, is he going to propose? Why are my feelings all over the place? Curly Cookie, thank you for your very generous donation. I greatly appreciate that. All right. We're going with the Thoth. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Tosh, thank you for your donation. I appreciate you. We're going with the Thoth tonight. I think that is going to be the magic. I think that is going to be where we need to go, where we need to be on this action train, which is tonight is a full-on choo-choo train. It is a full party. Nothing held back. We're going full steam tonight. All right. Curly Cookie, is he going to propose? When? Why? Is everything? Yeah, they're going to propose. They're going to propose. You got to calm down. Curly Cookie, you got to calm down, Curly Cookie. You have to calm down, because I think they are going to propose. Hooray! I think we have a nice proposal up in the queue. This spread is all about getting what you want. It's all about getting everything that we need from this. Now, your emotions are all over the place. We can see that. Magician, it says we're getting what we need. We have all the tools. We have all the capability. Everything is there. Everything is making it to the destination that we desperately need, which is going to be the proposal. The reward for work by the 3, right? Literally the reward for work. If you watch my Thoth tutorial, you understand what this card is all about. The Emperor and the Magician in the same spread, that's like impossible. That's like lightning striking 5 times in a row on 5 different days. Very, very, very rare with anything, especially with the moody ass Thoth deck. But these two say not only do you have this person wanting to make the commitment, you have this person sort of very dedicated, very on target for getting this commitment in. And the Aeon, everything coming together, everything merging, all the reality, all of the things that we have been waiting for come true. So you have a lot of fantastic cards, which is rare for the Thoth. We got 3 majors up in here, which is rare for the Thoth. This is a moody deck. You're not really going to get a good read for the most part as far as, perfect things. And when you get a perfect read from the Thoth, Crowley's letting you know. Crowley is reaching out from the grave and letting you know that there are some good things happening within here. So Curly Cookie, take a deep breath, and I think you're going to be okay, and everything is going to work out for your benefits. I like it. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. All right. Sir Trellis has 4 donations in a row over here. Let's mark these as done, and let's knock them all out. Okay. Will let's see, Renee, what's that question? Will Renee agree enter a relationship with Rob? I mean, we got a lot of potential relationships that just aren't coughing up the beef. They just aren't coughing up the meat. And that's kind of what we need at this point. We need more meaty relationships. Tarot in Wonderland says so. Tarot in Wonderland says so. This is the Alice in Wonderland deck that you need in your life. I mean, if you're disappointed with some of the other Mina Surveyor or whatever, then Disney decks, so this is the one you want instead. This is going to be a hot commodity right here. All right, we're going to get into a relationship. 10 of Pentacles is absolutely, the Sun says absolutely, Ace of Wands is absolutely, easiest thumbs up read in the history of tarot. You got the happy home, happy family, a very good structure here. Tiara, thank you for your other donation. I appreciate that. Is it another donation? Did you make another one? Tiara, I'm barely hanging on. No, your first donation. Tiara, thank you for your very generous donation there. I appreciate that. The Sun, the illumination that we need for them to come together, and the action that is required from that with the Ace of Wands for, for getting into a relationship, getting stuff done. 10 of Pentacles is the place that you really want to be happy and content with all of this stuff going on. I don't know. We're going to get a new job and leave. Can we abandon the old job? Can we ditch it? Can we get a new job? Can we get something fantastic? 10 of Swords is get the hell out of there. 5 of Swords is ain't the job for you. Finding a new job is going to be easy as hell. Finding a new job is going to be super easy. I think, yes, you get a new job and you leave. The conclusion, the cutting, the finality from it, Tiara, sorry about that. Tiara, I've got like 50 donations in like 20 minutes. So kind of keep my head above water at this point. I'm happy that I wrote my application that keeps track of all of this stuff. Yeah, I mean, we're getting out. We're getting a 5 of Swords. I don't think it's going to work for you long term anyway. The Lover says there are better things out there for you, right? Better things out there for you, better connection, better things happening. I like it. I think it's going to be nice. Are P and I right about Kay's secret? Oh my. Kay's got a secret? Kay's got a secret. Sunshiny Day's playing Fortnite. Sunshiny Day, could I love you anymore? I thought no, but then you play Fortnite too. Look at you, Sunshiny Day. You have fun over there. All right. Are P and I right about the secret that is in there? Justice, King of Wands, and the Emperor. No, actually. I think no. I mean, this can be you're having such a great thumbs up thing. It's like thumbs up this, thumbs up that. I don't think you're right about the secret. I just don't. You know what I'm saying? Justice says this is more complex than you're thinking. I think this is oversimplified, or this is not something that is going to be easy, cut and dry kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? The Emperor says you need to dig more, and as you dig more, as more things are released and developed and you learn more about it, I think that is going to be much more important as sort of what we're getting in. King of Wands says do what you need to do, but I don't think you're right about that particular thing. I feel like that is incorrect. As far as the tarot goes, on the last one, is Joseph going to be around for another hot minute, or is Joseph going to abandon and get out? Do we have another 10 of Swords moment with Joseph? Let's find out. Let's see what is happening with old Joe, and if Joe is going to be there for the long term. Temperance, 3 of Pentacles, and the Knight of Cups. I think Joe's going to be around a bit longer. Actually, I would say a few months. I'm going to go with a few months that Joe is going to hang out and be around. Temperance says or Joe needs a balance. You need a balance. You kind of need each other at the moment, right? You kind of need Joe to be in this position, need to be around at this particular thing. Three of Pentacles says it just works better with Joe there. The teamwork with Joe is nice. The sort of the connection with Joe is going to be good. Knight of Cups says, though, this is something that is kind of flailing at some point, or it sort of won't be able to sustain itself or become too heavy to sustain itself. But I say a few months. I would say a few more months. Let me go out on a limb and say 5 to 6 months. 5 to 6 months, it feels like. It feels like 5 to 6 months, and then something else happens. Chantel coming in. Thank you, Chantel, for your donation. The person that loves me approaching me for commitment and communication from Paris, the outcome of December, Jerry. What will happen with this particular relationship? Chantel, let's find out what's going on. SM on PayPal, you're still in the queue. I appreciate your very generous donation over PayPal. For right now, let's use the phone bell. Let's use the phone bell. We just did a 4K. We just did a 4K flip through of this. And we are going to post that soon. We got a lot of other videos to post before that. But after those videos are done, we are going to get ourselves buried inside of the Phone Bell Tarot, because this is a nice deck to have. Oh, yes, look at this. I like this. I like the fact that we have a connection with this. We have a good connection with this person. The Lovers sort of emphasizes the Magician and a little bit of a, a little bit of a 4 sort of going on in that. I think that works not exactly. Okay. The person that loves me approaching me for commitment. Let's see. What is the outcome from communication? Paris was the outcome from December to January. What will happen? I think that you have a loss of a connection, or in other words, things go perfectly well, things go fantastic, but it seems like that one person's not willing to go the same route. One person's not willing to put in the same amount of effort as the other person. We have a good connection. The good connection is a good connection, but distance seems to be an issue with that. The Lover says this is going to be a fantastic culmination of sort of where they're at, right? Did the angels send the letter? Nakona, thank you for your donation. And the Magician says that one person is committed, one person is willing to go the distance, because I think this is about distance. One person is willing to go the distance while the other is kind of wavering within that. So I think that it's going to be difficult to go the full distance from now until January, whatnot. It feels like that's not going to be 100%, but we do have a fantastic connection and a great relationship potential. We have a great thing overall. You're looking not only at the 6, but the Lovers. This combination means we have a good, a stable thing. But after we sort of get into the implementation stage of making this into something, it becomes a little bit messier, right? The implementation stage of getting this whole thing wrapped up into a package we like is going to be more difficult than we expect, basically. Does that make sense? So the actual love being there is solid. The actual love is fantastic. The love is great. There's a lot of fantastic things happening here. It just, again, feels like the implementation of moving this along, or the implementation stage of this, is a little more difficult than the raw emotions that we do have kind of in the mode there. All right. What the hell's going on with this? Okay. So we're kind of tracking where you, all right. Oh man. Renoa wants to know, my new life, a new guy in their life is named Scott. Things are getting very interesting. What are their true intentions? What kind of good things does Scott bring to the table? Let's go over here and let's find out what kind of good things we got. I like the Gregory Scott Tarot for these kind of things. We'll do a couple with a Gregory Scott Tarot. I think that's going to be important. Let's sort of see. So let's see what Scott is doing, how Scott's going to work out, what kind of things Scott brings to the table that we need to address, right? We need to address. In case you're wondering what that tarot is, it was the Phone Bell Tarot. There's a Phone Bell Tarot. It's a tarot made for little kids, but I like it. I like it because I'm a little kid at heart. What can I say? What can I say? Renoa, what can I say? All right. What are their intentions? What kind of good things do we got? Things are getting interesting quick. I like it. I like Scott. I'm just saying, I like Scott, the Knight of Pentacles. I like Scott. We got a nice potential. We got the King of Pentacles and the Page of Swords. I think there is a lot of potential. I don't see anything bad here at all. I don't see anything bad here at all. I think Scott is genuine. We got the 10 of Cups. I think Scott has some good emotions connection. We have a good connection. We have a good sort of, beefy relationship, beefy thing that is happening that can be prevalent. A Knight of Pentacles says the foundation is solid. I think Scott's coming up and solid foundation. We have a good thing happening here. King of Pentacles says this is a nice place to finally relax, finally be who you are, and not sort of be worried and concerned with this. Page of Swords says there are some communication difficulties if we can get through those, but overall, I love it. I love it. This calls for the love hearts. This calls for the heart in the hearts. I like this. I think Scott's legit. I think Scott is legit. They're getting interesting for a good reason. Relax, enjoy, and, take a piece of the pie and take it on over to Thanksgiving. All right, can I get a general? Rowan's Impressions wants a general. Then we're going to hop over to PayPal over there. We have some PayPal donations still. Everybody's super generous on PayPal. Thank you for being so generous. Thank you for being here and sharing this moment with me, sharing tonight with me. Sure, Trellis, thank you for your 5th donation tonight. I appreciate that. All right, a little bit of a general action. The Devil, 6 of Swords, and Ace of Pentacles. Be careful who you ride with. This is literally, be careful who you ride with. This is a weird one. Rowan, you like this. Rowan, you wanted a weird one. You got a weird one. We got something interesting. The Devil and the 6 of Swords. We're taking a trip. We're riding with somebody. Be careful who it is. Just be careful who it is. Be careful what you agree to with this connection too. It feels like we're taking a ride. We're on a sort of plateau. We're hitting the streets. We're going on this connection. We're going on this sort of journey with people. Be careful who they are, right? The Devil says not everybody understands the destination. I'm not saying they're evil. I'm not saying they're terrible. I'm saying not everybody understands the destination of the trip because the destination is going to change. I think you have somebody that's committed to one particular destination or has an idea of what the trip is about, but in reality, that's not what the trip is about. You definitely want to be cautious about where you're going with this, about how you're dealing with this, because this feels like there's a lot of potential for some misunderstanding and whatnot. And you're going to have to sort of deal with that in your own way. You're going to have to deal with that in your own way. But be careful who we make that trip with. Turquoise silver. Oh, no, we're not going to turquoise silver yet. We're going to PayPal. And we are going to get another thing. What's in store for 2022? What should I? All right. So we got SM. SM wants to know. SM wants to know 2022. Focusing on, what should I be focusing on? You know what I'm saying? What should I be focusing on? What should I be doing with that? All right. Let's see. They haven't even read my message. Okay. Let's see. I may have to all right, let's see. What should I be focusing on? SM wants to know over there on the PayPal realm. Let's see. Where should your focus be? What should your focus be clued into? 9 of Swords. You get the 5 of Pentacles, the 2 of Swords, and the 10 of Wands. This is really interesting. Don't take over. Okay, the obvious interpretation of this, right? The obvious interpretation of this is be careful and don't take too much in. 2022 is going to be fairly busy. In other words, I'm not saying things are getting loaded on you, but you are going to take on a load. You are going to take on some things that could be disadvantageous, some things that are a bit too much or a bit too weighty. And I don't think that you really want to deal with that long term, right? 10 of Wands is a weighty card indeed. I don't think you want to sign up for a lot of that as it goes. So be careful. In fact, sort of the bigger things as they're moving forth, you don't want to focus on things that are going to be impossible or things that are going to eat up a lot of your time. This is a year of focusing on the smaller objectives and getting those hammered out and sort of teased out as it goes. 2 of Swords, right? There are some things that are changing. There are some objectives that are going to be a little bit prevalent in here. A 5 of Pentacles says we can't take on everything, even though though we have the opportunity. So in other words, you have an opportunity open up, but you can't take on all of these at once. You can't take on all of them. Your big thing is to get small projects in 2022, small little goals, small little steps, and take those as they need to be taken. Because I really don't think that you're going to be able to take the whole thing. And there are going to be some big things come up. There are going to be some big objectives come up. You definitely don't want to sort of tackle those, ad nauseum, because I don't think you can be able to get those done. I don't think you'll be able to get those concluded as you need to. Focus on the small objectives, focus on the small goals, get those knocked out. And I think 2022 is basically going to be a progression of smaller goals and smaller things. Investing is going to be one key thing in 2022 for you. I'd pick up some investment things, learn about it, get some things done with that. Also, artwork is going to be an interesting part of your life in 2022 as well. So there you go. Small goals, small objectives, small things. Don't take on the massive projects. Don't take on the massive things. I don't think they're going to work out for you long term. Turquoise Silver knows what I'm talking about. Asking for a romantic forecast. Am I going to meet somebody? By the way, we're ending soon. We have a gazillion readings today. We had 46 readings. We had 46 readings today. And I think like 40 of them came within the first 5 minutes of the stream. So there you go. All right. We are going to go to the tower now and pick up the Elemental Wisdom Tarot. The Elemental Wisdom Tarot is going to knock it out for us and get some romance up in here. Will I meet somebody? Who are they going to be? How are they going to be? What kind of factors do we have going on for the romance department as a little bit of a turquoise silver needs? Oh, Wheel of Fortune? Okay. Devil, Ten of Coins, and the Four of Cups. I think you meet, basically I think that you meet an air sign. You think that you meet an air sign that is going to be an interesting prospect for this. Now, I think that you meet them. I think that you meet them. The Ten of Coins, things progress a little too slow. I think that it just kills off the relationship. Things progress a little too slow. We have a Ten of Coins in mind. There are a lot of good things here. We have a lot of communication. We have a lot of things happening with this. It feels like this is going to be an exciting kind of relationship, a lot of dynamic, a lot of enthusiasm going with this, but it just doesn't feel like this is going to work long term. So you're going to sort of get involved with the air sign. We're going to get excited. We're going to sort of be there. Right? Sort of you meet somebody indeed. I just don't think you're going to sign up for this long term. The devil says, this is the problem. Everybody is too comfortable. Everybody's too comfortable. The Wheel of Fortune into the devil. I mean, the two majors starting this off. What does that kind of mean if we're going to meet somebody? It means we're too comfortable. We just have this Wheel of Fortune. We're doing what we're doing, right? The devil, we're sort of introducing this factor, introducing this match. The match is pretty good. It seems to be okay. It just moves along too slow. Nobody's willing to make or take a risk. Nobody's willing to make things happen. It just feels like it just dies out. It peters out, no pun intended. And it just feels like it's not something that's going to go long term, but it is meeting somebody. It is a romantic forecast. The Ten of Coins says we do have high hopes for it, but it just seems to just not make the moves that we were hoping. Overall, Four of Cups says this is not the relationship that you're going to want to be long term, but it is another relationship. It is another meet. It is another possibility, and you got to throw it out there onto the table. How does a Taurus feel about me? Fatima wants to know. I mean, we got some Tauruses out there. Tauruses, how do you feel about Fatima? Do you like Fatima? Everybody likes Fatima, but I'm just saying, do you, the Taurus, like Fatima especially well? The Tower, Eight of Coins, and Justice. Not something you want to deal with. Not something you want to deal with. The Taurus almost seems to have some sort of a mental issue or some sort of an addiction issue or some sort of an issue that when we present this into your life, Fatima, when we present this into your life, it just doesn't work out. It just falls, it fails. The Tower, right? And things just weren't meant to be. The Justice card into the Eight of Coins. How much do I need to work to make this happen? How much work do I need to put forth to make this a reality, right? It feels that this is not something that's going to work for us long term. I would say move on from the Taurus. Fatima, move on from the Taurus. Obviously, entertainment purposes only, but that's a rough read. That's a rough read with that Justice card being swimming around there, kind of freaking me out over there. Why do you need to do that, Mr. Justice card? Why do you need to do that, Mr. Justice card? Why do you need to be up in there? Why do you need to be doing all of that? By the way, Christina is about to arrive. Christina is going to, when Christina arrives, the dogs are going to go nuts. The dogs are going to go nuts. So you're going to hear a lot of noise really fast. A lot of noise really fast. So in case you wonder what all the noise is, that is the dogs being excited to see their mama. It being excited to see mama. Oceanic Chap is coming in here. Can we use the Phantom? Can we use the Phantom? Okay, let's use the Super Linares V2. I like the Super Linares. I think the Super Linares has a lot of good solid goodies. A lot of good solid goodies in here. How does Kay feel about me being together? I mean, Oceanic Chap, you need to be together with Kay. I like it. I like it a lot, even though I haven't turned over the cards. You don't want to see. We want to see. We want to get the real beef over here. How does Kay feel about us being together? The Two of Swords. We have a little bit of a Seven of Swords action, High Priestess, and the two. I think there is a good connection here. This is a relationship that has many layers. A lot of different layers happening with this particular relationship. This is not a simple relationship. Oceanic Chap, you know this, and I know this. Let's talk about it. This is not a simple relationship. This is not something where we can just sort of, categorize this into here, categorize that into here. There are a lot of disconnects with this, right? There are a lot of things that you're like, wait a minute, what's going on with that? It also feels like there's a potential, right? There's more potential here that needs to be explored, but just hasn't been. It feels like we've sort of not explored everything that we can with this. We haven't gone every direction that we can. And quite frankly, it feels like that maybe Kay has some stuff in the background that we're sort of worried about, stuff in their past maybe, or some things happening that is going on in there. Overall, I wouldn't worry about it at all. We got the love card, fantastic card to have through here. It definitely is. This is one of those things where within K, you can see a lot of yourself. You see a lot of yourself within K. It feels like there's a lot of things happening, a lot of layers to this relationship, some of which are kind of weird, some of which are kind of fantastic. Overall, it makes a great relationship, and I think that K is just as excited as you are with this particular thing. But again, this feels like something that is a little bit of a multi-layered sandwich. It's a little bit of a lasagna. And as you sort of open these layers, as you sort of bite through the different layers of the lasagna, you're going to see more and more and more. This is a learning relationship. Again, this is something where I think overall Kay enjoys it. Kay has some good stuff going in there. The love card being at the end, so stick with it. We have a lot of nice things, but again, a lot of layers, a lot of things happening with this. You're just going to have to sort of, dig through them and discover what you can out of it. How will Friday go after the show and at my place with my company? Will my romance start between me and Kay? Sage Moon Gifts got a little party going on over there. By the way, you're about to hear a lot of noise. With some dogs. So in case you hear dogs exploding and going bananas, that is because Mama has arrived. So just be aware. I'm just saying, I'll let you hear it. Because it is kind of funny. It is kind of funny indeed. Anyway, all right. Let's see what's going on with Sage Moon Gifts. Friday after the show, got my place, got some company, Ace of Wands. We got a little bit of a Fool. Interesting. Got the Death card. I like that. Will the romance start between me and Kay? I think a romance warms up, but you're going to have to really chase this like full steam. You're going to have to chase this romance like a train. You're going to have to chase after it. When the train leaves and it doesn't have you in it, you got to chase it like in the movies. You're going to have to chase this pretty hardcore. The Five of Cups says there's not an easy way to get into this relationship. There's not a freebie, right? There's not a freebie. Overall, I think good things go great with your guest. You got a nice Ace of Wands action. You got the Death card over here. It feels like there's a lot of cool things, a lot of follow-up. And follow-up is kind of the theme following up is kind of the theme that you have here with the company later, right? Because you have a lot of people that want to call you, a lot of people that want to do this, want to do that. You're like, sure. So you do have this culmination of stuff. The Fool says the relationship, though, just takes a lot of chase. How much chase are you willing to do? How much sacrifice, how much change are you willing to do to get in this? It just feels like this, U and K getting into a romance feels like it's just a lot of coordination, a lot of juggling. Are you willing to do that? I mean, I'm not saying you can't do that. I'm saying fine if you want to do that. Just be aware. Just be aware, Sage Moon Gift. It's just not something that's super easy, not something that's super simplistic, not something that's just, you know what I'm saying? Not a freebie. I call it a freebie, not a freebie. Death card says that's not a freebie at all. But if you want to do it, sure. Chase on. Chase after the train. Get it going. Overall, the company looks fantastic. Everything goes well, goes fun. Again, a lot of follow-up. You know what I'm saying? People want to do this. People want to do that. People have this, want to do that. People want to connect. So a lot of follow-up stuff after the fact. And I think that's okay. With any sort of party, any sort of function, what have you, I think it is okay to have, you know, a bunch of stuff to follow up on, because that's what friends are for. That's what the company's for. And, you know, hanging out with people, having fun with all that other stuff. Turquoise silver is coming in here. We're going, by the way, with one of the newer decks that I have. It is from Arozier deck. All right. Turquoise Silver wants to know, will I get the creative out soon and be productive? And be productive with that. Let's find out if that is going to be a thing. I mean, it's Turquoise Silver. Will I get out the creative rut soon and be productive? Oh, a Thoth-based deck. Ooh, I screwed that one up. You want a Thoth-based deck. We'll actually use a Thoth. We use We use this one. All right. We need to get creatively. We're stuck. We're sort of canned. We don't have the creative beef. We don't have the creative juices that we need flowing. We need to get that running, need to get that going on. Can we do that? Basically, stop worrying about it. That's one thing. The more you worry about it, the more you're going to be in the rut. That's what it's saying, right? The more you're concerned about it, the more we worry, the more rut you're just going to have. And I think that's going to be a prevalent sort of a thing coming through here, right? Because I don't think you want to sign up for that. I don't think you want to be stuck into that rut and whatnot. I think you want to be free of that. You want to be dynamic. You want to feel that this is something that can be creative. And the more that you worry, the more you're concerned about it, the more worse it seems to get. High Priestess does say that this is a learning process. You need YouTube videos. You need a book. You need a dynamic new thing in you to get productive, to get the creative juices flowing again. Because the Four of Wands says you've just gotten too comfortable. You're stuck in a routine. You're not as dynamic as you have been. You're not fledgling into the waters that are the deep end. You sit in the shallow space. You've been on the shallow end of the pool too long. You need to dive into the deep end. Take something that you know you're going to fail at and just go for it. Go for it and just make it happen. I think that is going to clear your creative rut, as well as YouTube videos, books, anything that gets you new, anything that's new, exciting, it is going to be good for you. Now, Tosh understands. Tosh wants to know, how does N feel for me? All right, so we got about 30 seconds before the dogs go bananas, because Christina is about to come in here. So here we go. Are you ready for the noise? Say, everybody gets a heads up for Christina, who has entered the building. Christina's entered the building over here. And there's the dogs. They're the dogs. So there you go. There's the dogs. There's the dog action. Christina's here. Hi. What's going on? So we have 4 readings to go, and then we're done. And we're going to be wrapping this up here in a minute. Go grab some food and whatnot. So you're starving. Okay, well, she's starving and I'm starving. So we have 4 readings to go, and then we are going to exit stage left. Anyway, in feels for me, no contact. I'm happy this way. Tosh, why are you asking about it if you're happy this way, the in, no contact? They're not going to contact you. I don't think it's going to be a problem. Page of Swords, I'm not prepared to contact Tosh at this point. The heartbreak is still there. The heartbreak is done with that. All right, and the 3, the heartbreak. The heartbreak is still there. They're not going to contact you. They're not going to contact you. The Ace of Wands says if you want to contact them, you could start something, but it seems like it's not something that you really want to do, quite frankly, Tosh. I don't think you want to sign up for that. Ain't nobody got time for this. Ain't nobody got time for this, Tosh. You know what I'm saying? You got to move on. They're not ready. You're not ready. It's definitely not a time. The doggies are so happy. The dogs are happy indeed. They are pretty damn excited, I got to say. Tiara wants to know, will Andrew have me over tonight after he gets work and does his work at home on the computer? Andrew is in chat. I assume that's not the same Andrew. Tiara, I assume that's not the same Andrew. If it is, Andrew, Andrew, after you get done with the stream, I'm just saying, probably not the same Andrew. But anyway, will Andrew have me over tonight after they get home and get all of that other stuff? They've been looking for you. They've been looking forward to meeting you with this stuff. You got the Page of Cups, I like that, and the Queen. They can multitask you in, not a problem. They're going to have a rough day at work. Now, hang on, TR. They are going to have a rough day at work. Just be aware. Just be aware. I think they're going to kind of buffer it up and not act like it's that big, but they are going to have a rough day at work. They are looking for you to come over. I think that's going to be a thing. You're going to be able to come over there and get all of it.
Music to make love to.
And get all of the things that you need, right? The 9 of Cups. I'm getting all the emotions I need, all the connections that I need with that. And the Page, right? The Page. This is something you're ready for. This is something. So I'm going to go with some love balloons because I like it. I like the love balloons. I'm going to say that Andrew had a rough day at work. Be prepared for it. Be prepared. Talk it out with Andrew. Talk it out with Andrew. That's going to be critical with that, right? Did the angels see the letter that they, did the angels see the letter? What do they think about that? Let's find out. We're going to use Arrows here with the the Curious Travels Tarot. We're going to do that for the last couple of reads here. And maybe we'll use my deck too. I'm just saying. I am just saying, down to the last 2 readings, did the angels see the letter? What do they think? Queen of Cups. This is an emotional letter. You got 2 queens, right? You got a Knight of Cups. You got all court cards. You have multiple individuals, multiple angels happening with this. So you do have people looking at it, right? You do have a couple of queens here. I think they saw the letter. It was a very emotional letter, right? The Queen of Cups. I took it emotional. I have the Water of Water in there. But it turns out that all you need is stability. All you want is stability. All you want is some connection, some communication. I think you're going to be able to get that. And the Knight says this is something that will bring you closer to your angels, which is, I think, the purpose. I think the purpose of the letter, I think the purpose of this connection, the communication, is to bring you closer with your angels. I think that it's actually going to score points, and you are going to get the closeness that you need for this. All right. And the last reading of the night is Chartrellis gets that question below. Chartrellis wants to know, how long will the relationship between Rob and Renee last? How long will this be there? How long will this last? How long will this be a stable thing with that? The Magician, 10 of Wands, and the 3 of Swords. How long will the relationship last? 3.5 to 4 months? 3.5 to 4 months. But I'm going to, Magician says that it can last longer, but I don't think anybody wants to sign up for that. I don't think anybody's going to be in that kind of mood. 10 of Wands being reversed says we don't want it to be in this type of, we don't want it to sort of have that type of feeling. We don't want to carry it for this long. 3.5, 4 months kind of thing, more. 3.5, 4 more months, what have you. The 3 of Swords being reversed, it just says the defeat is sort of creeps in, not something that we sort of want to sign up for long term, but short term, 3.5 more months, 3.5, 4 more months. I like it. Alpha 22, thank you for your donation. We're going to get you tomorrow. We have to go eat. We got people waiting on us. Thank you all for being here. I greatly appreciate the almost 50 donations tonight. Thank you very much. We will see you tomorrow.